Stop posting on a fixed schedule if you actually want more views in 2025. I know that probably goes against everything you've ever been told about how to grow on YouTube. Everywhere you look, people are saying the same thing, right? They say if you want more views, you need to stay consistent, post every week, upload constantly. And what I'm about to show you might change how you approach every video from now on. Because there's one thing that I noticed that made me rethink my entire content strategy. I'll walk you through it, but I can't just tell you. And you'll only recognize it if you've seen how the rest of the system works. So stick with me. After closely watching a bunch of channels that have taken off, channels that only have a few uploads, I started to notice something different. The ones who are really growing aren't just showing up more often, they're doing something else entirely. What I've come to realize is this. It's not about posting more, it's about posting better. And when I say better, I mean more intentional, more refined, more strategic. You don't need to be in this constant loop of making and uploading content just to grow. I've been building this channel for 4 weeks now, and I'm still early in the process, but what I'm sharing with you today comes from studying what works, not guessing, not hoping, but actually looking at what successful creators are doing behind the scenes. And I'm applying this to my own content right now as I build. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I've learned by watching the channels that are growing the fastest in 2025, even with very few uploads. This is a strategy that shifts your focus away from volume and back onto quality. And it's something anyone can start using no matter how big or how small your channel is. But before I walk you through this method, I want to start off by addressing something you've probably heard over and over again, especially from creators who've been doing this for years. They say, just keep posting. Don't think too hard. Just hit record and go. But what they're not telling you, posting all of the time is not what makes you grow. What actually makes you grow is getting better at making content. There's a big difference between making content and posting it. And the creators who understand the difference, they're the ones winning right now. So if your goal is to grow your channel, your focus shouldn't be on posting more frequently. It should be focused on building your content creation skill, because that's the part that actually compounds over time. Making content is a real skill, like playing a guitar or editing a video or speaking another language. And like any skill, the only way to level up is through practice. But this is where a lot of people get confused. When they hear be consistent, they think it means they have to constantly be uploading something. So they stress about schedules, force videos just to stay active, and eventually burn out. And even if you don't burn out, you might still feel stuck, because just posting more doesn't always mean you're improving. In fact, it can mean the opposite. You might just be repeating the same mistakes over and over. I've seen it firsthand with myself, with creators who upload weekly without fail, but their videos barely hit 1,000 views, and they're not growing. Meanwhile, I've watched other channels that post once every few weeks or even less, and their content consistently performs. They're not just guessing, they're not just winging it, they're putting real time in each video. And that's the difference. So if you're wondering why you're stuck while others grow, it might not be about how often you post. It might be about how much intention you're putting into each video. Let's talk about how you can shift from quantity to quality, because that's the one decision that could make the difference. Here's the first strategy. Stop rushing just to stay on schedule. Start giving yourself more time to work on each piece of content. I've looked at creators who've grown with just a handful of uploads over several months. Sometimes they post a few videos a month. Sometimes they skip entire months altogether. But when they do publish, their videos perform. And when you look closer, it's easy to see why. They're pulling in views that make sense for their subscriber count. Their watch time is strong, their likes, comments, and shares are high. And more importantly, people actually subscribe after watching their videos. Now, compare that to someone who's uploading every week. They're consistent, but their numbers stay flat. Views trickle in, comments are low, and subscriber growth barely moves. You've probably seen those channels too. I've seen tons of them. Some videos spike randomly, but most of the time, nothing. They're posting more, but not actually getting anywhere. And the creators who are growing faster, they've just shifted their priorities. They're not trying to check a box every week. They're trying to make something that actually connects. While others are cramming idea, script, shoot, and edit into 1 or 2 days, these creators are spending 2, 3, sometimes 4 weeks just working on one video. They start with a strong idea. They research, they plan, they make sure what they're about to create is something people actually want to watch. And when they record it with purpose, they don't rush the edit, they sit with it, they refine it, they give it the attention it deserves. That might sound like overkill, but when you look at the results, it's not. It's not that they just make better videos, it's that they also preserve their energy. Instead of wasting time making 5 average videos, they focus all of their effort into making one that performs like 10. That brings me to the next part. And this is where most creators slip up. Because even if you slow down and take your time, if you don't apply what I'm about to show you next, your videos might still miss the mark. What even makes a good video in the first place? If you're not sure how to tell whether your content is high quality or not, here are the 3 questions you should ask yourself before you post anything. 1, is this video actually helping anyone? Ask yourself, who's this for? And what does it give to them? If you don't know the answer, your viewer won't know either. 2, is it being told in a way that actually holds attention? You could have the best idea in the world, but if it's delivered in a boring way, nobody will stay. Good storytelling doesn't have to be complicated, but it has to be intentional. You need to bring people into it, make them care. 3, does this video stand out from what everyone else is making? I'm not just talking about cameras and lighting. I'm talking about how you show up, your presence, your tone, your editing, your message. Is this more thoughtful than the other 5 other videos in the sidebar? Or does it blend in and disappear? If you can't say yes to those 3 things, go back and improve your video before you post it. And while you do that, set aside daily time to practice content creation. It doesn't have to be for YouTube. It doesn't have to be posted, but you do need to build the habit of improving your skill. You might be thinking, okay, I get it, go slow, be intentional, but what do I actually do every day to get better at this? That's what I'll break down now. Give yourself 30 minutes a day, maybe an hour. Work on your delivery, practice editing, write better hooks, study retention graphs, watch creators you admire and reverse engineer what they're doing. Whatever it is, treat it like a craft, not a chore. And take the pressure off posting. You don't need to post every week. You don't need to follow a perfect schedule. Even if it takes you a month to get a single video right, it's worth it. Because in the end, it's not about quantity. It's about building something that actually works, that actually reaches people, that actually helps you grow. So keep practicing, keep improving, and when you're ready, post something worth watching. Oh, and that last thing I told you I'd reveal at the start, the biggest shift I've made in how I think about content is this. I stopped treating it like a content machine, and I started treating it like a creator with purpose. One good video can do more than 10 rushed ones. And I've seen that play out over and over from the creators I study. That's what I'm building toward. And I hope this video helped you get a little closer too. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.